Hello everybody, it is Park Project Day 2. As of right now, you have got 20 different things, 10 to 20 different items that you want in your park. That could be something like slides, that could be sidewalks, that could be pond, that could be a parking lot. Okay, you should have 10 to 20 items that you did yesterday, okay, that will go in your park. Okay, now part of an architect's job, and that's what you're doing right now, is you're going to be an architect. The architect's job is to design the layout of your park. So if this is my park, how do I want this layout to be, including these different things? Please do this neat and carefully as you draw this blueprint. When I say neat and carefully, I mean use a ruler, okay, or a straight edge of some sort. If you don't have a ruler, a DVD case could give you a straight line. You could also, okay, if you have any like long straight things at all laying around, doesn't have to be on this metal strut, but it could be a piece of cardboard, right? It could be maybe a magazine, or really anything that could give you a straight edge. Feel free to use that so that your lines look nice and neat. Okay, so as the architect, you need to go ahead and take these things, put them onto your blueprint. Okay, that's kind of difficult to know where to start. I would start with some of the structural pieces you have. So let's say you have a parking lot, or you have sidewalks, or you have a pond. Design what the ground layout will look at of your park first. So I want my parking lot maybe up here in the corner. Okay, so again, straight edge. Here we go. Drawing my parking lot. Obviously, I'll want to go into detail and draw some of the parking lot spaces here. Okay, you also want to label this small but neatly parking lot so that we know what that is. Coming off of your parking lot, you probably have sidewalks, and if you didn't put sidewalks, you do need sidewalks. Okay, so you'll still have to draw sidewalks on here. Decide where you want your sidewalks to go. What are your attractions here? So if I have a pond, maybe I want it in the middle of my park, and that's what things are around. Maybe I want my pond or my lake off to the side of my park, or taking up a whole space, right? So go ahead and decide what you want. For a pond, I do not have to have a straight edge, okay? Just going to make a nice, neat little side of the pond here. Pond. Okay, so I have a parking lot and a pond. I might want a sidewalk coming to the pond. Maybe I have a pier in the pond and a sidewalk going to it. Maybe I have a sidewalk coming down here to a pavilion. So the next thing you have to decide, again, structurally, what are your big pieces of your park and how do you want to space those out? So let's say you want a pavilion down here. Pavilion. And let's say you want, on this side, you want your playground. O-U-N-D. Come on, Mr. Friels, learn to spell. Playground. Maybe up here you want a sandbox or a beach volleyball. Beach volleyball court. Huh? Right, so decide where we want stuff, and then before you label, you might want to nicely draw this out. I probably want a playground, but it shouldn't be quite as big as my parking lot, because the parking lot's normally bigger than a playground, but not always, depending on how you do it. Maybe I'll make my playground about equal. So again, using my straight edge to kind of draw here my playground. Now, if you're doing a playground, a pavilion, you'll now have to think about, what do I want in this? You should be able to neatly draw, like, this is where my slides will be, right? This is my swings, my line of swings, okay? So as we get this stuff drawn, my pavilions, my beach volleyball, my playgrounds, my parking lot, we can then start to connect them with our sidewalks. Maybe we want straight sidewalks. Maybe you don't like straight sidewalks. Maybe you like curvy sidewalks coming from our playground to our pavilion. Right? But as we connect these different things with our sidewalks, okay, we can then start to add in, maybe we want trees here. Okay, I don't know how you want to draw a tree. You could just do a circle and do tree. You could actually make what looks like a little tree. Okay, you could just do the tops of the trees. Okay, tree. But you need to indicate where your trees will be in this park. Maybe there'll be a whole bunch of them. Maybe there won't be. Maybe you want a nice big grassy area, but that's not really anything like a major structure, so use a dotted line if you want just a big, open, flat, grassy area to play football in, to play baseball on. Maybe this area, play soccer in. It's just going to be a big, flat, open area of grass, right? Flat grass. Okay, so we're starting to get our stuff all drawn out. So we have our big structures. We have the spots that we want open. We're going to draw our trees. Maybe you have flower beds, okay? Here and here, flowers to make it pretty, okay? Pavilion, you can draw a nice pavilion if you want. Okay, the pavilion is going to go in this area. Not the best drawer here, but you know, gotta give it a shot. Okay, here is my pavilion. Alright, so in my pavilion I might have picnic tables. I might have picnic tables up here. Okay, so picnic tables. You can label those picnic tables for them to eat. So there's tons of stuff you can have. Maybe I have a pier here. Obviously, I'm just doing random stuff. You should have 10 to 20 items. And if you want to add things. Go for it. Add things. Just make sure you also have the things you first wanted to include. Please keep in mind you should be using one color while you do this, because tomorrow we will be adding a second color. We are just focused on the architect part of this design. So what looks good? What design can I present to people that they'll say, oh, I want to visit that park? And how should I arrange the stuff inside of this park? You don't have to focus on anything else, just the architect part. Okay, what looks good and what do I want? If you have any questions on this, feel free to email me or Skype me so I can answer your questions. But again, I want this as detailed and neat as possible. You can use more than one paper if you want. You can make it as big as you want. If you don't have blank paper, you can use lined paper as well. You can use a big piece of cardboard if you want to use a big piece of cardboard. But make it nice and neat. And then tomorrow on Thursday, I will go ahead and show you how to finish this off as an engineer would do to make sure everything will work. Okay? All right. Thanks for watching.